What's going on YouTube? It's your boy B-KASH and we're back with another video. My final mock draft. My mock draft 3.0. And it's been a while since I posted a video. I didn't I was gonna record this video earlier, but I never did. But we're here like a few days from the draft though. And we're finally back posting the videos. I'll post this video, then I'll post a draft review, then I'll post a power ranking video of my power ranking based on roster strength after the draft. So that video will be coming out soon. Then we're here with our mock draft. Only one round. We're getting really close to the NFL draft. And yeah, let's get right into the picks. First overall pick goes to the Cardinals, and I didn't do this last mock, but I'm going to do it in this one. Kyler Murray to the Cardinals. The Redskins, my favorite team, seems like the most possible landing spot for Rosen. Even still, if they actually trade him, but Kyler Murray to the Cardinals, and he kind of fits the Cliff Kingsbury offense a little bit better than Rosen, but I feel like both of them will have similar production, but I don't really see why they gave up on Rosen so quick, saying that he was in probably one of the worst situations of all the rookies drafted, like a terrible offensive line. All those receivers got injured and they want to give up on him, but yeah. Coming in at number 2, I have the 49ers taking Nick Bosa. I also was reluctant to do this, saying that they had taken an edge rusher, but upon further look, Solomon Thompson can do better work in the interior. And you would have to find a use for Arik Armstead because I don't think he's like a high level edge rusher. But yeah, Nick Bosa would definitely come in and be a day one starter for sure. I don't know why I even had to say that. Such a great player. He's number one on my big board, which I've never posted. I made it and I never posted it, which is I made the video. I didn't like the video. I deleted the footage and I never posted it. But anyway, coming in at number 3, the Jets. I have them taking Quinnen Williams. He's probably number 2 on my big board. Just such a good D tackle, and this will bolster up the Jets interior. Even though they already have a pretty good D front with Leonard Williams, and if they're able to get Quinn Williams, it could be another version of the Williams wall. Coming in at number 4, I have the Raiders taking Josh Allen. I also was very reluctant to do this, but he could turn into a really good player. He's a great athlete. He's not the most refined edge rusher, but he could really become a great player. Number 5, I have the Bucks taking Devin White. A great athlete, again, has a sky-high ceiling, and he would be coming in at a position that is weak. For the Buccaneers, coming as another version of Kawan Alexander, another fast LSU linebacker. Yeah. Coming in at number 6, I have the Giants taking Montez Sweat. Now, some people may say, why not a quarterback? Why not maybe DK Metcalf? Well, quarterback is definitely not their biggest need. Like, they have other needs other than quarterback. They are probably the worst team in terms of roster strength. They need way more than just a quarterback. And that's why I had them taking Montez Sweat. Now, coming in at number 7, I have the Jags taking Jonah Williams, tackle from Alabama. Could play right. not could play right. He would definitely fit better right at right. Maybe even as a guard, maybe. But Jonah Williams, a very solid offensive tackle, and it would definitely help the Jags' offensive line, which isn't that bad when you look at it. They were just very banged up, but they do need help on the outside, like tackle. The tackles are like Cam Robinson and AJ Can, I think. I don't know. I know that they need tackles because they weren't that good, but on the interior they're pretty good with um, Andrew Norwell and Brian Linder. Well, he's a center, but yeah. And then at number 8, I have the Lions taking Greedy Williams. This would give them like one of the best cornerback cores. Well, cornerback 1 and 2 automatically with Darius Slay and Greedy Williams. That'd be a really good cornerback crew, and it's at a position of need. I normally have Rashawn Gary here, but they have Trey Flowers now, so he would basically have been doing the same thing that he was doing. So, yeah. And now we're going to go to pick 9, where we have the Bills taking Ed Oliver. Not we, but I have the Bills taking Ed Oliver. They really need a D tackle. He's a freak athlete. He didn't run as fast as I thought he was going to do at his pro day. He ran like a 4.7. 4.7. He said he could have ran way faster, but he didn't want to like hurt himself or something. But he definitely didn't. I thought it was going to be in like the 4.6, middle 4.6 is like 4.65. Now it comes out running. I'm not saying that's slow for a D tackle because that's still elite speed for a D tackle, but at the same time, I really did think he was going to run way fast, not way faster, but faster than that. But Ed Oliver, Bills losing Kyle Williams, he retired. You would have Harrison Phillips and Ed Oliver is your ideal young D tackles. Starlet Tulele, he's getting up there in the years. And Ed Oliver would definitely be a big pick for the Bills as they're getting better. Coming in at number 10, I have Byron Murphy from Washington. He's a really good corner. He's probably like he had the best on field at the combine. He's not as good as an athlete as Grady Williams. He's more of a zone corner than a man corner, straight up man to man lockdown corner like Grady Williams. But the Broncos, they really need cornerback, and they need to get younger at cornerback. They have Bradley Roby and they also have Chris Harris, not Akeem Talib. They have Chris Harris, but he's getting up there in the years. And Brian Murphy could also be like a nickel slot corner. Um, he's a pretty good tackler for his size. He's kind of an not undersized, but he's kind of small. And he's just a really good corner. At number 11, I have the Bengals taking Dwayne Haskins. Now, this pick right here, I've never seen anybody mock this to the Bengals. But if Dwayne Haskins were to fall out of the top 10 to the Bengals, I feel like they would take him. Same with the Broncos, but they may be going for that like 1 year band-aid for Flacco with in Flacco and take somebody next year like Herbert from somebody like that. That's what I think the Giants are gonna do. It makes more sense because why chance it and get a bust this year or get somebody who has a higher floor, higher ceiling next year. But the Bengals take the best quarterback in the draft, in my opinion. Um, in Dwayne Haskins, he's a really good. He not really good quarterback, but he has some really good tendencies and traits. But a new coach, new quarterback, new era in the Bengals, and yeah. At number 12, we have the Packers taking T.J. Hawkinson. Now I didn't want to do this, but then I was like, but then I thought about it, and they really filled basically all the holes they had in the offseason, getting Adrian Amos, Preston Smith, and Zadarius Smith. They also got a guard, and I didn't really. I'm not like some people have T.J. Hawkinson going to the Lions. I don't see why any team would take a tight end in the top 10, even if he's this good. He's a really good tight end. But I don't see why you would take him in the top 10. Tight ends just aren't worth a top 10 pick, in my opinion. Sorry. But TJ Hawkinson, a really good tight end. Some people compare him to Gronk. Um, really good blocking. He's a complete tight end. He's the most complete tight end that's came out in a while. Um, Now number 13, I have the Dolphins taking Rashawn Gary, interior player. He's better there than an edge rusher. He wasn't a particularly good edge rusher at Michigan, but he can play it if need be. Um, he's a freak athlete. Um, he'll definitely be better in the interior, as the Dolphins have a pretty weak interior. They have Devon Godshaw, and I don't even know the other guy in there. I think it's yeah. I wouldn't be able to tell you. He would definitely bolster it up and be able to be an edge rusher in certain packages, maybe. And next up, we're going to the Falcons taking Christian Wilkins. He's a good D tackle from Clemson. They had a really good defensive front this past season, and he would definitely help a pretty weak interior. If Grady Jarrett and Jack Crawford in the interior for the Falcons, it'd definitely be an upgrade. And if you're unable to retain Grady Jarrett, you have another beastly D tackle in the inside in Christian Wilkins. At number 15, my team, the Redskins, take DK Metcalf. Now, he may go, he's probably going to go higher than 15, but this may just be me wanting this to happen. DK Metcalf slipping all the way down to 15 at the Redskins, just because they're my favorite team. This is probably just me wanting it to happen, but DK Metcalf, let's take away the freaky combine, and he still had pretty good tape. He still had pretty good tape at Ole Miss. He's sometimes loses focus of the ball sometimes and has drops like that. That's a little bit of a concern, and the fact that he's not the best route runner. He's not as bad as a three cone. He's not as bad as a three cone, like, I don't know the word. He's not as bad as his route running ability is not as bad as his three cone would indicate that it was. He can still get in and out of cuts, but it's not elite. He's not an elite route runner, but he also isn't a bad route runner like his three cone would have showed you. Number 16, the Panthers take Cleveland Farrell, another good edge rusher from Clemson. Again, I've talked about him multiple times. He's one of my favorite edge rusher prospects, kind of underrated because some people don't even have him in the first round, he's definitely a first round talent. The Giants, I have them taking Nasir Adderley. He's the best free safety in the class to me. As the Giants lost. Okay, what? They lost Landon Collins, but they got Jabril Peppers in return. He's like a money backer. He's not an elite safety, especially not an over the top. And even if they had Landon, they still don't have an elite over the top. Nasir Adderley can be an elite level over the top safety for the Giants. Again, I could put a receiver here. I thought about putting N'Keal Harry there. I didn't do it though. And yeah, they have bigger needs than just receiver and cornerback. Their defense is terrible. Um, Number 18, I have the Vikings taking Jawan Taylor, a really good tackle. Some people say he's the best tackle in the class. I don't believe that, but just another. Vikings have a weak line. He will definitely help the line, be a day one starter, and yeah. Now, number 19, I have the Titans taking Garrett Bradbury from NC State. He's a good center, and if you look at the Titans line, they have Jack Conklin, Taylor Lewan, Quentin Spain, and I think Josh Klein. But if you look at the center, that's like he's the oldest out of all of them, so you would want to get younger. Some people have receiver, but their receiving core is pretty young. Give Tawan Taylor one more year, and you go to next year's receiving core, next year's receiving class in the draft, and he's not as good as you want him to be. Then, yeah, go with the receiver, especially because that receiver class is better. And yeah, number 20, I have the Steelers taking Devin Bush from Michigan. He's another freak athlete. He's kind of small though. He's like 5'11", but he makes up for it with his vertical. Some people may say, yeah, he's a short linebacker. Well, it's a tackle over his head because he can't reach it. He had an insane vertical leap, and that kind of makes it make a little bit more sense to take a short, undersized linebacker. And the Steelers really need one as Brian Shazier may not be coming back. 21, I have the Seahawks taking Jonathan Abram. Safety is by far their weakest position. Not by far. It's definitely up there. Cam Chancellor's gone. Earl Thomas is gone. And Jonathan Abram he's a very versatile player. Hard hitter. He could definitely come in and be, well, I was about to say another Cam Chancellor. That's very, very false. But he's a hard hitter. Coming in at number 22, I have the Ravens taking N'Keal Harry. He's probably the more complete receiver than DK Metcalf. He's probably my receiver number 2. Even though he's not that good at getting off of release, and he doesn't have breakaway speed. He doesn't have elite speed, so that's going to be a problem where he may not be able to create separation with his routes, and that's a pretty big problem. Texans have him taking Andre Dillard, another elite offensive lineman, because Deshaun Watson, I hate on him, but he does have a pretty bad offensive line. He took the most sacks, but he also ran into the most sacks. You have to take that in account. Um, well, he didn't run into the most. It was the second most behind Dak Prescott, but he took a lot of sacks. He has to use his legs constantly to extend plays. But yeah, Raiders, I have them taking AJ Brown. Now, some people may say they have Antonio Brown. They have Antonio Brown. They have Terrell Williams. Whoa. They also don't have somebody who could play a slot. AJ Brown, I'm not that high on him. He did do better in the combine. He's faster than we thought he would be. But to me, he's like a glorified, bigger slot receiver. Um, That's his floor. He does have a pretty high ceiling because of the size. And yeah, the Raiders are gonna need us. The Raiders look kind of good. It just depends on what Derek Carr could do for you. Yeah, they look good. They made a lot of moves in the offseason. As they're moving to Las Vegas too. It's just a matter of what Derek Carr could do for you. To me, Derek Carr is not an elite quarterback. I'm sorry. Eagles, I have been taking Debo Samuel. They have Deshaun Jackson. They also lost Golden Tate. They have Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, but Debo Samuel, he could be a slot receiver. He reminds me a lot of Christian Kirk, receiver for the Cardinals. He came at A&M, my favorite college, if you didn't know. Um, I don't know why. You may like say I like the Redskins, but you like Texas A&M for college. Like, yeah, my favorite teams are weird. I like the Redskins. I like the Texas A&M for college football. I like Duke for college basketball. Call me a bandwagon if you want. And I like the Suns for basketball. Doesn't make sense, but yeah. Um, Debo Samuel reminds me a lot of Christian Kirk, and that's a good thing because Christian Kirk is a really good player. Colt, I haven't taken Chauncey Garner Johnson. They had Devin Funchess in the offseason, so I had a receiver, but I changed it. Chauncey Garner Johnson, he's a really good safety. He's one of the better ones in this draft. This is actually a pretty good safety class. But Chauncey Garner Johnson, he's an all around safety. He can play man. He's a good tackler. He can play over the top. He's a good player. Raiders, I haven't taken Josh Jacobs. They need a running back, and he could fill that void. He's the best one in the class. He's a really good player. And yeah. Number 20 Number 28, I have the Charger taking Dexter Lawrence. I've had this pick consistently through all three of my mock drafts. Just makes the most sense. He's a great run stopper, and he's not a freak athlete, but he's running sub 540, and he's 300 plus pounds. That's a pretty athletic man right there. But at number 29, I have the Chiefs taking DeAndre Baker. Yep. All the way down at 29, the Chiefs take DeAndre Baker, a cornerback. I feel like the Chiefs definitely got way worse from last year. Their defense, they basically got rid of their whole defense in exchange for Tyrann Mathieu and Emmanuel Ogbah. They didn't really gain anything. But, yeah. Packers, I have them taking Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell from Ohio State, speedster, 4.3, 4.31. He's more than he got a lot of his stuff from right after the catch, but that's maybe just Ohio State's system. But he's definitely a deep threat. And Packers losing Randall Cobb, this is definitely gonna fill that void. Rams, I had them taking Jeffrey Simmons. The Indomitian Sue, they're gonna need a replacement eventually. And Jeffrey Simmons is definitely the guy to do that. And the final pick of the draft, I have the New England Patriots taking Noah Fant from Iowa. Speedy tight end. Gronk is officially retired. And they're gonna need somebody to replace him. So I have Noah Fant. And this is the end of the video, guys. If you made it this far, comment, peanuts in the comment section if you made it all the way to the end. But it's your boy B-KASH, and I'm out.